Oh my god. Look at the little baby. Oh my god, did you see him fall in the water? That was so cute. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my god. Did you just hear a meow? That was freaking adorable. Welcome everybody. Assassinator here, and I'm bringing you Planet Zoo, which just dropped a few hours ago from this recording. Hopefully I can get this out to you early this morning so you guys can see what kind of content it has. Unfortunately, their franchise mode is not working. Their servers are down. There's been quite a few bugs in the challenge and sandbox mode that I've tried out, so I'm thinking that we're just going to do the career. And we'll start off with the Goodwin house, you know. I would hopefully assume that they got all the bugs out of the career mode. So let's go ahead and give this a try, and we'll just show it off in this manner until they get the rest of the modes fixed. Because man, I sure want to play some franchise mode, an online mode. Although earlier when I was playing in challenge mode, and I noticed other people were like popping in and looking at what I was doing. I know they were real people because when it told me, their names didn't seem like computer generated names, so I'm wondering how you do that, how you go and visit other people's zoos as they're building, because you know, I wasn't playing the franchise mode. I was in, you know, pretty much offline mode, just the sandbox mode, and people were coming in and checking out my zoo.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Say what?
I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language.
The Planko language.
It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me
It's a dodo.
The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets.
Really?
As you know, I own several.
My wife would kill me if I tracked
like
elephant dung on the carpet.
Here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s.
Wow.
But we're in the middle of a
I
big
was being
renovation,
born in the 80s.
and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything
Look at
off.
a little baby elephant. This thing's
Don't
so
worry,
cute.
though. I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping
Nancy
hand.
Jones.
Oh, she's a hard worker. And
Is
she'll
she
expect
now?
you to be too. But
You gonna
I'm
pay
sure
me?
you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Sounds good, Bernie. Where's Nancy?
Hello there.
Oh, there
From
she
that
is.
rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on.
Ditch my
But
diploma. I
before we
spent
begin
good
the
money
real
on that.
work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
The grizzly bears. Okay. This is a pretty nice looking zoo all around. Wow. Alright, let's go over here and take a look at the grizzly bears. I did not want to click on that tree. I want to click on the habitat. Let's go. I located the grizzly bears.
Did you know that
I just
grizzly
had to zoom
bears,
in.
also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to
Look at
7
the
months
poop.
a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Showcase.
Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
Alright, buddy. Whoa, 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 whoa.
This is where you can find out all kinds of
Look at that
information
thing.
about your animal. The
They
most
did such a
important thing
good
being
job.
its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel? See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply
It's the
double-clicking on it.
cloaca.
Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Have you now? Is this bear really in the tree? Oh, bug number 1 found. Look at that. This bear's a good climber. He even has part of the tree climbing out of it. Alright. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Who's gonna come rescue the bear? Someone needs to rescue the bear. He's stuck in the tree, poor guy. Is that a light? Yeah, that's a light. Oh man. Let's go. Let's see, can we intervene? Can we pack this guy up? I don't want the tree, I want the bear. The bear, he's stuck in the tree. Let's see, can we delete the tree? Nope, it won't let us delete the tree. And the poor little bear, he's stuck in that tree for life. I guess we gotta move on, go see the lions.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Birdie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Is there a male lion around here? Oh my god. Look at the little baby. Oh my god, did you see him fall in the water? That was so cute. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my god. Did you just hear a meow? That was freaking adorable. Look at the water on the fur. Wow, and he even shakes. And now all the water's gone. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. That thing, adorable. Adorable. Ooh. Where's the father? Look, this kind of looks like Pride Rock going on over here. Oh, there he is. There he is, the big guy. Look at him. Oh, jeez. Man, they did a good job on the sound. He really just took a deuce. Oh my god. He came around the corner right here where nobody could see him and took a deuce and then kicked it around with his foot. Okay, let's go on. Where do you want me to go, Nancy? Where do you want me to go? I'm having too much fun over here. Too much fun. Alright. Right here.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
This hiding spot right here. I like how that looks. Okay, so animal trading.
There we are. A pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
There'd be nothing wrong with that, Nancy. Nothing wrong with that.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade center, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Alright, so right here. We highlight both of them. Yep, move them. And to
When
the
you
common
ask for an
wild.
animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Oh, we're gonna watch them in action, huh?
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll
Man.
move those animals to their destination as
These
fast
warthogs
as
fit in
possible.
such a little
Of
box.
course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a
Run,
habitat.
little man,
but I
run.
am assured by a person of good standing.
Man,
that
they must
these
pay you
warthogs
well to
are
do
in the
that type of
very
running, because you
rudest
couldn't
of
pay me
health.
enough money to do this.
Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy.
Ooh.
You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and
Pumbaa.
enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier,
Okay.
where you can see how they're doing. That
Right.
way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed.
Okay.
Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
Zoopedia, got it.
Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do
Okay.
this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Gotcha, Nancy. Okay. Small feeding trough. I'd say kind of right here in front so people can see these magnificent beasts eat and drink. So,
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy.
Oh,
Let's
do they now?
add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath
ooh,
will count
that is
towards
big.
their enrichment
a
welfare,
lovely
specifically
mud
their
bath,
toy
huh? Let's put
enrichment
it over
welfare.
here in this corner, yeah? Perfect, Nancy.
Oh,
Looks
nice
beautiful.
work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our
I do,
contractor had
Nancy.
to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a pharaoh's state. Unfinished thingamajigs and what's-its all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Ostriches, got it. Did anybody ever come back and help that bear? I mean, that poor bear. Okay.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat,
We're missing
let's pause the game. Just
the
click
gate.
the pause button in the bottom right corner.
Okay, let's pause the game. We're paused, Nancy.
Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built.
Okay, Nancy.
Okay. Job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Would be, excuse me. Where would be a good spot for it? Oh, right here. Wait, yeah, this is a staff only. Yeah, like right here. But it won't let me. Outside placement area. Oh, so it has to be placed here.
Right.
Okay.
Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Let's bring that down. Yeah, I did get to play this during the open beta, which was quite fun, I have to say. That's why I can't wait to start the franchise mode.
Good work. Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay, Nancy, will do. Let's see. Well, we're gonna go at a barrier. And we want to go all along this way, right here. And swap that out.
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation.
Excuse me.
Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places,
I
like
think I'm
near a
getting a
viewing
bit
point.
sick, so
Donation
pardon my voice,
boxes are one of
guys.
the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
I will remember them, Nancy. Donation boxes. You're gonna need a lot of donation boxes.
Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After
But you'll
all,
need a
if
lot
the
more
game
than just
is
one.
paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
Okay.
By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to
I knew you could speed it up, I
or for
just didn't know how
animals to
much
be
faster it
delivered to a
was.
habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a
They
bird
didn't seem to
finish.
cover all that in the
All right,
tutorial
you've
in the
finished
beginning.
habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think?
I'm talking about
Let's
in
get
beta.
4 of them in here.
My bad. They didn't cover all that in beta. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get our ostriches. You want us to get 4 ostriches? Does she want me to move all 4 of them?
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
See? I knew that. I knew that. Let's see. Slightly like that. No.
Oh,
Wow.
good to see the
1
ostriches
star?
have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour?
Really?
Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
That. Ha ha ha.
Well, Bernie said
That was not a funny joke.
Did he do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Sounds good, Nancy. Where do you want me to place this keeper hut? Oh, right there. Okay, perfect. Facilities. Go by staff facilities. Classic
You'll need
small
to
keeper
rotate
hut.
the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Says hold down the Z button. Oh, nice. I didn't even know I could do that. They just won't do it. I know you can press the X button and then the X button. It still snaps. I wonder why. Press. There we go. That's what I wanted. I didn't want it to snap. You go back to this. Move it forward a little bit. Perfect. Now my OCD is
This keeper hut
satisfied.
only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests.
Oh yeah,
Guests
why not, Nancy?
don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness.
Really?
Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
A transform. We shall, Nancy, we shall.
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
Oh, right down here.
Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to
Wow, that's a
prepare
lot of
food.
power.
And thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers.
Ooh.
We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Okay.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Will do, Nancy.
Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Yes, Nancy. I understand. Okay. Oh, I am on snap. I don't want to snap it, at least not yet. Let's get down in there and let's get this brick wall. Let's think about snapping now. No? Not quite yet. Going fairly straight now. Down to 2 meters. Look at the train. That's awesome. Oh, we are totally making it glass right here where this bench is. Could you imagine sitting there and a Bengal tiger comes walking up behind you? Jesus. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Let's make that a bit bigger. Okay. Looks like we have some staff area back here, so this might be a good area to, yeah, put the door. Go and put the barrier door right back here somewhere.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, You should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Okay. We can drag all
Great.
along here.
Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
How high should we go? 3
Now
meters?
you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
3.7 meters. Wow. Okay, we'll go exactly 3.7 if I can get it. There
Now
we
that
go.
the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Oh man, could you imagine a tiger that eats instant noodles? That would be amazing. Alright. I'd pay to go see a tiger eat a package of instant noodles. Let's go ahead and get that. And we're going to change that to glass. Wow, why did... On that one piece right there, come on. Okay, glass, there we go. Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Now let's add some donation boxes.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate's in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Maybe I put the glass too close to the pathway? 'Cause that won't let me... Okay, that's okay. Let's go get our tigers. $10,000 and $12,000. Go ahead and move them over.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival.
Wow.
We'll start with the
Gotta add
basics.
water.
Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Okay. Oh, should we put it behind this bench? Yeah, these are some benches right here. You know what? Let's put it right there.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink.
Ooh.
There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain
Wow.
and selecting the water tool. Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will
That's
also need some
amazing.
enrichment. Why don't you add
God,
some
I love
suitable
this game. It
toy
looks
and
so
food
good.
enrichment items into their habitat?
Enrichment items, okay. What do we got? A frozen blood pumpkin? The hell is this? Let's put this right over here. A rubbing pad?
Okay, it's
way?
really
Facing
starting to
away?
take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad weather. Although given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and do the blueprint that you've already built for us. Let's go ahead and pop this. Alright,
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
So they want more short grass, less
Click on the
long
terrain
grass, and
tab.
more soil.
That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel
Go
about the
with
different
terrain and
types of
paint.
terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need
More
more of
short
or less of in this habitat. Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Soil. Let's do inside of here some soil. Let's do around the water hole with some soil.
Right then, all animals
There we
need
go.
plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a
Okay.
perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a
Biomes, you
certain
said
amount of their
temperate.
habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab. Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
Ah, okay.
You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Go ahead and move all these wattle bushes, because they don't like wattle bushes. What else do you guys want, buddy? Buckthorn tree? Yeah, let's go ahead and remove that. We don't want to put stuff in here they don't like. Okay, so let's add stuff they do like. Nature, let's look at some trees. Add a tree there. I say we need a tree right over the water. Let's add some plants around here. Nice, good bush right here on this end. What? A couple more bushes right there. Excuse me. Let's throw in a couple of trees over here. Maybe one on this side. Got some nice palm trees. Let's grab two of those right there. Ooh, this is one of. This will look nice. Hanging over the edge, like right here. Can we rotate this, please? Right there. Look at that. We're almost there. Ooh. Bamboo. Let's put this along right the wall right there. Woo! Second star. Look at
They
that.
say that good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave. even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Are you gonna let me place this?
Right,
I want to put
let's
another one
head
right
over
there.
to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's get one good last look at these guys. Look at that. Such a beautiful animal. Wow. Okay, let's go check out these peafowls.
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose
an
gandering would just be for
interesting,
geese.
Interesting habitat, I
Expand
like
their
it.
social welfare, and we can get a bit more detail.
Social welfare, social group.
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space, and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
Ah, they want some more
Right.
adults.
As you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Okay, 3 more peafowls. Let's go ahead and grab that real quick. Animal trading off to the market. Adopt, adopt, adopt. Beautiful. Now let's move them all
Good
right
work
here.
on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
The snow leopard. Okay, well, this video's been going on long enough, so I think we're going to finish that up in the next video for next week, alright? So if you guys like the video so far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay tuned for next week to see what goes on over with the snow leopards.